Hello, good evening, and welcome to Thingamajig's Racing Channel. We are back, ladies and gentlemen, with the Virtual Racers Club and their fantastic championship, the Porsche Sprint Trophy, round 4. Get it, take it, and you can bring this one home. It's at Tsukuba, ladies and gentlemen, and the last stream I did was at Tsukuba. It's like a double event. We had the MX-5s absolutely thrashing it around this track last night, and this morning, or afternoon, sorry, we have got the Porsches attacking the track. It is exciting indeed, and we're halfway. Oh, we're halfway there. Oh, living on a prayer. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, halfway through the season, so the championship table is taking shape. It's moulding into what could be VRC's closest championship fight so far, and the Porsches have been nothing but challenging and fun. Just like my wife. So Skyjacker then saying, good afternoon, sir. Hope you are well. I am Fan Dabby Dozy, sir. Fan Dabby Dozy. He's old enough to know that reference. Well, he might not. He might be a bit too young for that reference. We'll see. Let me center myself, ladies and gentlemen. We have to go deep and dark and delve into the rules and the regulations. And I've come in flying, and I've got to bring it back. I've got to tone it back. What is the Sprint Trophy? I've heard you all ask on many occasions. Well, the Sprint Trophy is a 8-week... So we're not halfway there. After this round, we're halfway there. Oh, I wasted my Bon Jovi on you guys. Sod it. And I can't take it back. Muddy saying Sky is old enough to remember the dinosaurs. The Dinosaurs was also an awesome program, not The Mummy. So let's knock that. Let's not knock that. He is old enough to remember the dinosaurs. We all remember the dinosaurs because it was an awesome program. And Digital Blasphemy in the chat saying, oi, oi, treacle. His next thing is usually, got to go to work, watch this later. So the Sprint Trophy, he is always at work. That man is a hard-working dude. The Sprint Trophy then is an 8-week, one-make series using a select car. I'm still good. I've wasted a Bon Jovi on you guys. And is inspired by both the Porsche Super Cup and the Ferrari Challenge. The championship will consist of 3 races at each venue. Each round begins with a 10-minute qualifying session before 3 sprint races of over 20 miles. Drivers are free to choose their race tyre from the available compounds, softs, mediums, and hards. Tyre chosen. Do I always make that same? I always say, yeah. Okay. Tyre chosen to qualify on must be used in race 1. However, all 3 compounds must be used over the 3 races of a round unless the following applies, okay? In the qualifying championship, leader must qualify on racing hards, non-drop scores table, applicable from round 2. So the leader of the championship has to qualify on a set of hard tyres, and the podium from the previous race must start the next race in a round on racing hards. It makes sense, not why I read it. For some reason, I got lost. It is 6 rounds. Why did I read 8 rounds? I didn't waste a Bon Jovi on you guys, because I believe it is 6 rounds. I'm going back now to see where it says it, because 8, is it 8 week? Yeah, well, that's wrong. He's done a lot of copy and pasting, ladies and gentlemen, and he missed one. Did he saying, at work now, gonna watch round 1, I'll have you know. And Digi saying, lol. So, yeah, it is 6 rounds. I think we copied and pasted the wrong bits. Anyway, the entry list is they're using the Porsche 911 GT3 RS 992 2022. Its BHP is 517. Its weight is 1,450 kilograms, and its PP is 703.1 with the racing softs fitted. This car is equipped with a DRS system. The usage of DRS is totally unrestricted. You can open your flaps whenever you like, my love. And that's everything. So let's get on to the table, because these beginnings, they're as fun, as frolicky as they are. It drags on, and you're here for the pure adrenaline of the racing, not the hijinks and the shenanigans. So I'm trying to find the right table. After round 3 is the table we're looking for, and I will tell you before the drop scores, because what's the point? We're still a long way from the end to start taking drop scores into the account. So at your top of the table, it's Big Dan, it's Ensign Hewitt, it is the king, ladies and gentlemen, 139 points, and he is touching the heavens. Digital Blasphemy chasing him down in second place on 126 points, with Skyjacker in third on 123 points. Fourth, Koi Carp is on 120 points, with Alohoy in fifth on 113 points. These guys are all very close. I look at the drop scores, and my words, it's very tight. It's very tight indeed. Sixth place is Shadow Rider on 87 points. Pat is 7th on 80 points. Jamie Dodger is 8th on 66 points. Electric is 9th on 58 points. Bazza is 10th on 55 points. With Scary Rambo in 11th on 53 points. Scary Rambo is the Half Meister. Jokers is on 12th on 47 points. Ginger Collective's 13th on 40 points. Paul Power is in 14th on 17 points. Silver Star is still getting his car prepped for the first round, and as Bendit is also, as they have not taken part in any yet. They're going to catch up later. A little bit like me with the streams. A little behind. I think the championship's already done. It's dusted. It's finitoed. And here I am, still plodding on. I do apologise, guys. You deserve better and more. I used to have this thing where I always wanted to get the race done before the next race, so it was fresh and it wasn't dated. And yeah, that's gone out the window. It's hard work keeping up with all this work I've got. All right then, that's a good thing. I'm not moaning. The grid, then, they qualified. Now, don't forget, Big Dan has had to put the hard tyres on during qualifying, so it gives everyone else an opportunity. Right then, let's have a look. No more delay. I think we're going to go this way because that's where the first car is. And on pole then, ladies and gentlemen, Digital Blast for me. Yes, Digi has slapped it on the pole position with his fight against Biggeth Dan. And Digi, he's I didn't look at the tyres again. Sorry, I forgot it's tyre sensitive. I'll go through when we've done we'll do the grid walk, and then we'll talk about what tyres they're on. It seems the way we do it now, because I don't remember in my prep. But yeah, digital blasphemy. That's how you say it in Alien. I've been practicing because of 3i Atlas, but as it turns out, it's probably just a rock. I was so hoping it was the mothership, man. It would have been so good. I would have been out there in the field saying, we would have communed with the aliens and lived in peace. But no, it was just a bit of rock. Oh well. Put my tinfoil hat away now then. There's no point for that. Government can read all of my thoughts if they want. So Digi then is in the pole position. Electric in second. Fantastic. We saw Electric do some great qualifying last round as well, and his race kind of fell away from him. Let's hope those issues are not going to arise, and Electric, with the speed, is going to give Digital Blasphemy an absolute run for his money. It's a tight track here. It's anyone's game today, ladies and gentlemen. It is it's one of those kind of tracks. It's going to throw up a lot. Third place, Skyjacker. Third in the championship, looking to do battle up ahead, I see. This is going to be an absolute race of occasions. It's going to be one to be remembered. Shadow Rider sitting in fourth. This is climatic already, and we've got 3 of these races, and I'm almost there. already. I'm halfway up the shaft and I'm thinking of my grandma because I've got to calm down. Paul Power in 5th spot. And Paul Power, we've seen he's got pace, he's got racecraft, and when the two are added together, he is a danger. So Paul Power in the mix. This is going to be a huge one. Big Dan, talking of huge ones, is in 6th place, ladies and gentlemen, having to qualify on those hard tyres as he is championship leader at the moment. And oh man, it's always a pleasure to look around his Porsche. It's just a thing from the past that is locked in, ladies and gentlemen, timeless. Absolutely better than any diamond, prettier than any rose. There's nothing sexier than a race car in full regalia, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe it's because he's leading the championship that he's giving off this essence of superbity. But at the moment, Big Dan is got it for me. Unbelievable. Right then, in 7th, Koi Cup, 4th in the championship, doing very well indeed. A couple of good results, and Koi Cup is going to be surprising, turning heads, we should say, in his Only Fins car. That's not mine, that's Pat's, but I'm using it because it's fantastic and it's sticking. Koi Cup, Only Fins, yeah? Give Pat credit where credit is due. Say what up, Pat, in the comments. And here we go then in 8th place. It's Lightning McQueen being piloted. Harvey is all deep inside Lightning McQueen. He has clambered inside of the McQueen and he is pulling his strings, ladies and gentlemen. So the halves piloting a childhood classic. What's he going to be inside next? Nemo? Watch out, Koi. Okay. It's silly. It's ridiculous. Here's Bazza talking about silly and ridiculous. No. The Bazza. Serious racing person, ladies and gentlemen. The Baz, I don't know why he's down in 9th, though. He must be starting on hards, I guess. And then Pat in 10th place. Pat last round had a bit of a nightmare. Looked like he was in a great wang. I love it. He's in a great position, great qualifying last round, starting on the soft tyres, looked good for him, but the Porsche just would not do what he wanted it to do when he wanted it to do it. Him and the Porsche had a little falling out last round, and I think he said he's lost a bit of love for the Porsche now, and judging by the qualifying, it looks like he's lost a lot of love for the Porsche. And then in 11th, it's the Jammy Dodger, but I have heard that he runs that car not on petroleum, but on jelly-oleum, jam. I'm not American, I'm not calling it jelly, it's jam. What do they call Jammy Dodgers then? Jelly Dodgers? Jello Dodgers? Jelly Dodgers? I don't know. Write it on a postcard. Send it to Blue Peter. Right then, that's our grid, ladies and gentlemen. This race is going to be as hot as hell. Do not go anywhere for the next 60 minutes. Because you've got something on your agenda and oh, shoot. Let's quickly look at the tyres. Look at me. I just want to get on. So Digi is on the softs. Electric's on the softs, Skyjacker's on the softs, Shadow Rider's on the softs, Paul Power's on the softs, Hards for Big Dan after his qualifying on him, Koi Carp on the mediums, Harvey on the softs, Baz is on the mediums, Pat is on the hards, I call it, and Jammy Dodger on those hard tyres. So some of the guys opting to get the hard tyres out of the way early doors. I mean, with the way the rules are, you if you get a podium in this first race, even from the back, then you're going to have to use hard tyres for the next round. So I'd always go for softs or mediums in the first round, just because of the implication that I may have to use hards when I don't want hards. You know what it's like when you don't want a hard, but you've got a hard and you've got to deal with it, and it's uncomfortable. and we don't know whether or not to tuck upwards, tuck downwards. It's a different subject altogether. And I'll move on. In the chat then, Idol saying, hello, hope you are well. Been a long time, it has, man. Let's see you back. Let's get you back in the URL comms box, man. How are you doing? I know he had a bit of a motorbike accident. He had his leg up for a while. He was feeling a bit rough, and he just needed a break from it all. And hopefully that break has been good for you, sir. And you're feeling pucker now and ready to get back into the thick of the action. It would be great, even if not to see you on track, but to hear your dulcet tones telling us about races. It would be beautiful, man. So yeah, I hope you're well anyway. No pressure. No pressure after putting all that pressure on you, but no pressure. Right then, ladies and gentlemen, let us get our 911 on, shall we?
But could do the commentary, I suppose. Maybe have a word.
Ooh, hang on. So Idol saying, yes, the racing is done with now, but could do the commentary, I suppose. Maybe have a word. I'll get on at Alex and say, dude, tap up our boy Idol and see how he's doing. He might want to pop in and chat about racing. It's great. It gets you out your head, man. This is why I do it. Man, I am the overthinker of overthinkers. I have to drive home from work for an hour and a half. It takes me an hour and a half to and from work. And my God, I go through what I've done that night at work for an hour and a half thinking what I could have messed up. It's never like, oh, I did a really good job with that. It's like, how did I screw that up? And I will think myself into knowing how I screwed a job up, even if I know I haven't screwed a job up. So this is a great way to get out your head. I love doing comms because for 60 minutes, I'm screaming at a television about absolutely nothing. Is not being the monster that it can be. So, dude, yeah, get back into it. Give your brain a break. Idol saying thanks, mate. No worries. No worries. Always looking out for the brethren. Right then, ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourself. It's been a long time, I know. We were dealing with things. We've got things dealt with. Now we're going to hit the track hard. Are you ready? Digi sat on pole. It's a go here, and Digi bounces off. He tries to pull the trigger, and Shadow Rider and Skyjacker collide as they meet in the middle, and it's Shadow Rider going into the first corner first. He's going in late though, and Electric still holding on the inside, but it's Shadow Rider holds on. Beautiful stuff. Electric in second. We've got Sky in third, and then we've got Koi and Paul Power there. It looks like Digi had a problem with his start there. We saw him bounce. I think maybe he had the handbrake engaged, and Koi Cup then trying to eke a little bit. Koi Cup having an absolute amazing start on those medium tyres. Digi down to 6th. We got Big Dan in 7th, losing a spot there, I think, to Koi Cup. We got Harvey in 8th. We've got the Baz in 9th, and Baz having a sniff. Oh, now Pat having a look around the outside of the Baz, and it is fluid here, ladies and gentlemen. Baz having a little wiggle on, and it puts him to the back. And now we've still got Shadow Rider leading from Electric, and Skyjacker chasing them down, all on the soft tyres. Paul Power now up into 4th place, and this is a tidy little track for a race. My word, it's on a stamp, ladies and gentlemen. It's such a small space for a racetrack, and these guys are trying to navigate, and Digi going up the inside of Koi finding the hard side of Digi's fender and finding himself out wide, and we saw that a lot with the Maxes. I don't think there's much you can do if you go in for an overtake. As Digi looks like he has redressed, though he has. Digi has let the Koi through there, and now fighting with the Dodger. And that's a hit for the Digi. He wanted a great race here, and he's got caught up in traffic and had to fight and skirmish, ladies and gents. Skyjacker has got himself past the Electric now, and Electric, like I said, very speedy, very tidy. He'll be looking for a way back against Skyjacker, but Skyjacker having aspirations of greatness, a championship in the hanging here, ladies and gentlemen. Shadow Rider not in that championship run at the moment, and Skyjacker losing that to Electric. That is beautiful from Electric up the inside, and a little contact, but I don't think that first corner is doable without some sort of rubbing. And rubbing, ladies and gentlemen, is racing. Barging is not racing, but rubbing is racing. Harvey is up to 5th. Unbelievable stuff from the Lightning driver. And up to 5th. Great stuff there from the halves. Big Dan on his hard tyres, fighting the Porsche. Oh, poor Power facing the wrong way. We have a spin, ladies and gentlemen. We have a rotational failure. Oh, it looks like he was braking hard to try and avoid electric there. Snapped the brakes and found himself pointing the wrong way. And yeah, poor Power. Oh, and then he gets a punterino for the fun of it from our boy Jamie Dodger. He was probably just helping him get going again. And damage from both ends. Maybe it was the Baz. Oh, and he's given Baz a fun little bang as well. So yeah, you can have it one. Pat then struggling on those hard tyres at the rear derriere. Shadow Rider still leads against Electric, and Skyjacker becoming rather menacing in the rear derriere of Electric. He's thinking about taking some sort of like order out on Skyjacker. It's let's give a space bubble and all of this, like, give us an area to breathe in. Beware, this is my no square. Oh, he's through. When did he do that? Did Electric have a penalty? No, they don't do penalties at VRC. I don't know when. Then Skyjack just got through. I didn't even notice. I was so busy thinking about my no square. So Electric down in 3rd. Harvey up into 4th. Oh, that was Paul Power having a spin and promoting Sir Harvey of Harvalot up and into 4th. This is the halves day. This is the day that Harvey has the dog, ladies and gentlemen. And with these three racing hard up at the front, anything can happen at this track. Tsukuba, it is an absolute diamond in the rough if you want a good race. Harvey then 4th, a mixed up race because it's just anything. It's a tricky track at the best of times. Big Dan then in 5th with Koikarp there in 6th, chasing him down. Then we've got Digi in 7th on a comeback after his contact with Koikarp, and I think he let him by, but half the field got by as well. Jamie Dodger in 8th, Baza in 9th, with Pat now ahead of Paul Power, and Paul Power's race falling apart, even though he was the fastest man on the track. Shadow Rider, it's getting closer. Skyjacker getting ready. We've seen many a times the Skyjacker move where he creeps up closer and closer, and then he just pulls the trigger. And has he pulled the trigger? And Shadow Rider trying to loom large. He's off the track, and now Skyjacker's found a way through, and it's Skyjacker in the lead of the race as he tries to take the lead of the championship away from Bigger Than and Digital Blasphemy. Skyjacker 3rd in the championship, very close in the points, is putting himself in an absolutely pilot seat. The front seat here. Sneaks through as well, and Shadow Rider. Oh, Shadow Rider having tyre deck like no other, ladies and gents. With 10 laps to go, it's going to be a tough one for Shadow Rider. He's just going to have to cling on and hope for hell. Harvey massaging his tyres on the way around. Big Dan then saying, "Afternoon, Sir Thingy of Majig." Well, hello, Bigger Dan. Halves then going for a move on the rider, and he's up and he's through, and it's Halves on those glorious soft tyres that he has looked after for the last 7 laps and has not ripped to pieces. Electric using his, Skyjacker is using his, the Halves is using his sensibly. Shadow Rider then down into 4th place. Big Dan is up and into 5th. Big Dan's not letting this championship get away. No way, sir. He wants to be in that Hall of Champions and stand proudly against, I think it's an MX-5 so far he's in there with, and his Porsche. We're seeing a pattern here. Road cars is Big Dan's world. Koikarp then in 6th in the only Finn's Porsche, chasing them down. He's 4th in the championship. Like I said, it's tight down to 5th in that championship. Anyone is still eligible to take the top of the table. Digital Blasphemy as well, one of those. It's getting dark and grey out there. They have their races on random with the rainy stuff, and GT7's random means no rain at all usually. Bazza's up to 9th now. Paul Power, they're both past Pat. Pat's rinsing, should we say, his racing hard tyres, getting them out the way, and look at that big grey dark cloud in the distance. It's a worry, it's a concern. So I don't know what the contingency is for rain. Is it, I suppose they go for they've got wets and inters. Hopefully they've all bought wets and inters just in case. Digital Blast me saying, got to do that work thing. Watch the rest later. Quality stuff as usual. Thinking no problemo, mate. You enjoy. Oh, sorry. Yeah, you wanted to watch this one, and I was chatting at the beginning of it. Oh, I'm so sorry. Hey, well, we can watch it later. I appreciate you, bud. Skyjacker then out there in the lead, Electric in second, then we got the halves in third. Harvey absolutely on it, ladies and gentlemen, and he's making me dance around the dining room at the moment, in the comms box, sorry, not the dining room. That'd be ridiculous. Who would do this in their dining room? Shadow Rider. Oh, Mama Lucia! What is happening here, ladies and gentlemen? Shadow Rider's tyres are just about to do the big swan dive into the abyss. And Shadow Rider trying to hold the rest of the field up like he's Moses. And they are the Red Sea. Unbelievable stuff here. Big Dan, Koikap, Digi, and Big Dan there. He's going to be vulnerable. He's on the hard tyres. He's had a look at Shadow Rider trying to slow the Porsche down just in the way, and Big Dan thinks what a menace as he makes his way through. Shadow Rider clinging on, but I think he's going to have to go in and put another set of tyres on, which you never know may come in handy. I would go in if I was him. He's gone past the pit lane, but I would have gone in and put another set of softs on. Sod it. He's dropping like a brick anyway. They're all going to come past him. He's got no tyre. He's going to lose like he's lost 4 seconds. I was going to say he's going to lose something like 4 seconds a lap. And well, there you go, and he is. So go in, put some soft tyres on. You've still got 6 laps. They'll last you about that. Paul Power looking after his tyres. It's only Shadow Rider that really struggled well. Skyjacker not looking good for Skyjacker's tyres. Also, Electric. The wipers are on Electric, but it might be just a button basher into the corners. He might just hit all the buttons and he's put his wipers on by accident. And Harvey is the tyre whisperer. He is the man. He has waxed those up. He's been up early in the morning, ladies and gentlemen, and he has been waxing his tyres because those bad boys are sealed, signed, and delivered. Unbelievable stuff. And Electric doesn't know what to do. He wants to go and attack the Sky, but Skyjacker at the moment has it all under control as Harvey is trying to pick a spot to go by. Big Dan in 4th. The hard tyres coming in good in this first race. The mediums looking after Coy as well as Digi struggles with that tyre wear burden. Jammy Dodger now up and into 7th on those hard tyres, getting good points. Shadow Rider struggling. There's got to be a pit stop, my friend. I don't think you've got any other choice. Paul Power then, he's good on tyres. He might move up a position or two yet. Bazza in 10th. He's going to struggle on the softs because he's hitting the mediums pretty hard with Pat. With Pat in 11th, catching the Baz. The Baz, no, 56.6 and 57s from the Pat. So Electric's gone for the lead. Electric's gone to attack the Sky. Sky ignores the pits as well, and his tyres are done. Sir, put a fork in them. They're done. And the halves as well scoops up that position, and the tyre wear is a burden for some, but for others it's a blessing. And Electric is he's only a lap or two away from his tyres dying as well. Electric in first with Harvey in second. Do not adjust your set. Yes, this is the Virtual Racers Club, and yes, that is the order. Skyjacker, no tyres left whatsoever. Big Dan on the hard tyres, closing in rapidly. Koikap also closing in rapidly. These are the contenders in the championship, and they are going to take points away from Skyjacker. Big Dan's on him already, waiting for the braking zone, and say, here's something you can't do, sir. Stop your car. And again, Skyjacker ignores the pit lane. I'm sure there's no rule about being able to put tyres on, but Skyjacker, he's decided to try and stay out. And I don't know if there was contact there. It looks like Koikap lifted down the straight and gave Skyjacker, flicking around. I'm trying to find him, okay? Koikap and Skyjacker are dancing around each other. So Coy, back ahead of Sky with Digi coming in, but Digi's tyres no better. Jammy Dodger in 7th, and Shadow Rider still riding around, but being caught now by the power of Paul, Bazza and Pat. And Shadow Rider, from leading this race, looks like he could possibly come last. He should have put those tyres on 3 laps ago, like I said. Electric getting too close for comfort here as the halves comes in hard, strong and ready to do battle. And the Irishman, not knowing what to do, he's kept it on the inside. He's going to slide out onto the halves. The halves doesn't care. He's got grip to give away. And halves then around. He's going for the outside every time. Electric trying to be defensive, but the grip is strong in the Lightning McQueen car. And Harvey now leads this race. Ladies and gentlemen, car number 11. Ooh, nearly got an absolute punterino there. But Harvey in full control of everything and has it all under control, ladies and gentlemen. Do not panic, do not fear, do not worry your pretty little heads. And now Electric under threat from Big Dan. Big Dan again going around the outside. Electric, the defensive driving just not working for him. He's got no grip. He's just clinging onto apexes at this point. And the guys are driving around him. Big Dan on those hard tyres coming in second. That is unbelievable stuff. But I think he was helped a lot by the tyre deck out there. Fourth for Koikart. Skyjacker, can he maintain fifth? The Jammy Dodger coming in and coming in fast and strong. And there was me saying those starting on hards, it's wrong. But Jammy Dodger just about to snatch. He has snatched fifth place away from Skyjacker, and Skyjacker going the way of the Shadow Rider. Why have they not pitted? I do not know. They surely would have caught up the pack again. I know they would have had to fight through, but the pace of the car is just way off. Harvey then out there in the lead, looking after his tyres amazingly. 57.7 halves is doing at the moment. Big Dan 56.9. This race is not done yet. We're on the penultimate lap, and Big Dan has intentions, ladies and gentlemen. Electric now losing all pace, and Koikart coming through to grab a sneaky little podium. Cheeky little podium here for Koikart on the cards as Harvey goes into the final lap, and everything will be on edge for Harvey right now. He will be feeling prickly, his skin will be feeling itchy, everything will be feeling wrong, his heartbeat will be banging in his throat, and he'll be absolutely on edge, and the adrenaline flowing as he leads this final lap. Big Dan putting the pressure on Electric in third. Somehow Koikart not managing to make the move on Electric, and Electric might just, no, he's lost the grip, he's lost the grip, he's lost the road. Koikart's still there. Koikart having a look. We've got to look at Harvey coming around the final corner with Big Dan going wide to get a good run out of the corner, and a run on Harvey down to the final corner. But the halves has done enough, I would say, ladies and gentlemen. DRS wide open, going to the final corner, and for the first time that I remember or I have seen, here we see Harvey taking a win in the VRC, ladies and gentlemen. Big Dan in second. Koikart does get the job done on Electric, and up and into third. Take a boo, my son. Electric in fourth. Jammy Dodger in fifth. Great points from him. Skyjacker clinging on to that sixth, just ahead of Digi. So gains points. Digi as well. The tyres are done. Paul had a little bit of another lap, and Paul may have caught up Sky and Digi. Pat in ninth, not the terriblest day at work. 10th for the Baz, and Shadow Rider, like I said, from first to last, it's a story of woe and sorrow. Breathe with me. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. What a race. Unbelievable stuff from the halves as well. When it counts, the halves turned up. He showed his mettle. Oh, right, there's no pits allowed in these sprints. And Digi saying no worries, Holmes. So, yeah, they weren't allowed to pit. It's if your tyres are dead, that's it. You got to deal with it. There you are. Oh, right. There's got to be some sort of health and safety situation going on there. That's like trying to finish the last two races of a street track with no brakes. What lunatic would do that? Aloha saying, wow, those tyres died. They did, didn't they? And Aloha saying, well done, halves. Big Dan saying, unless it rains, but no chance of that. Lazy-ass game weather engine. It got dark at one point. It did look like it was going to break. Right, race 2 then, ladies and gentlemen. Is it going to be... Oh, it's got to be as exciting as that, hasn't it? My word. My word. Indeed. Right. And ironically, the rule that's meant to slow down the leaders, the podium, not slow down, but make it harder for them with the hard tyre. The hard tyre is probably the best tyre for this track. It's fantastic. Right. Let's go deep into the library of replays and find race 2. Where are they? Replays. All the way down here. Look, Tsukubo, race 2. Yep. Got it all right. Right, do not look at the cheat sheet. You know the rules. Close your eyes, and I'll tell you when it's safe. My name's Rolf Harris. No, you're safe. You can look. Can you guess what it is yet, eh? Oh, dearie me. Why did we get lumbered with him anyway? Why was he one of ours? He's an Aussie. So, here we go then. Shadow Rider on the hard tyre. He's opted for hard tyres. He's not messing about. You know it's probably going to rain halfway through this race. Stuff him up. Shadow Rider on the hards. Then Bazza starts in second on the hards. Pat, already using the hards, has opted for the softs. Has he seen what the nightmare is ahead that he has to deal with? I suppose there's nothing. That is like, putting your willy in a grinder and you know what's going to happen, but you got to do it anyway. Hang on, there's a sneeze coming. Yeah, I muted that bad boy, and it was a real loud one. That would have come straight into your living room. Yeah, you probably would have felt the wind off of that one. Wowzers. So, yeah, Pat on the softs, no choice. It's just like, it's Sophie's choice, isn't it? It's like, which kid? Which kid shall we turn the gun on? So, Pat on the soft tyres, knowing what his fate is going to be, I guess. Well, it looks cloudier. It might be a bit more cooler out there. It might not wear the tyres out more, but it's just, I can't imagine Pat's going to lift and coast. He's no Ferrari driver. He is full on all times and no lifts, no coasts. Paul Power in fourth. He's starting on those hard tyres. Taking a while, I'm sorry. Paul Power on the hard tyres. Then we got Digi on the hard tyres. What did he use in the first one? Softs, wasn't it? He absolutely destroyed them, yeah. So Digi got the worst tyre out the way now. He's on the hards. Fancying it, I'm sure. Sky is using his medium, saving those hards for the end. Or feeling that he might have to be on the hards after the hards after this one because of he's probably going to get a podium. Jammy Dodger, he's got to start on the softs, bless him. Electric, he's going for hards. Koi Carp on the hards, and that's because he got a podium, as is Big Dan for his second race. Big Dan's going for that 3 races on hard tyres, isn't he? We talked that it could happen, and now Big Dan is showing that the theory can be done. So Big Dan on the hard tyres, I'm rooting for him to get a podium, even though he's leading the championship. And I don't usually root for the person leading the championship, a Piastri. And Big Dan, though, I'd love to see someone do it. Hard tyres, all 3 rounds. It's Ensign saying it tempts you with dark clouds, but that's about it. Yeah, I know. So Big Dan then on the hard tyre and the halves winner. Winner, chicken dinner. The Harvey last round winner of round 4, race 1 of the Porsche Sprint Trophy, starting at the back on a set of hard tyres. I bet he's still buzzing. I bet he still can't believe it. Well, he always believed it. It's just, it happening and belief are 2 totally different things. Right then, again, let's get this race underway. There's a lot of babble, I know. And they're very bouncy off the start. And Digi really does struggle with that start with these things. They bounce like a mofo. Shadow Rider then for the second time today, leading. And let's hope it goes better for him this time. Bazza in second place. Bazza getting very close to the rider of Shadows, and Pat as well in there on those softs. So Pat will be wanting to take an early lead against the two ahead of him, who are both on a hard set of compound tyres. Skyjacker already up and into fourth, fighting with the Digi, but Digi back through on his hard tyres as they try and slow the cars down. Jammy Dodger on his soft tyres as well, being menacing in the top 7. Electric slipped one through on his hard tyres. Harvey already up to 8th, getting ahead of Big Earth Dan, Paul Power and Koikart. So Harvey really is on fire here at Sukubu. He's lighting his tyres up around the long final corner as he goes mano man with Big Dan. Mano oh mano. And Big Dan gets that position as Koikart comes through to fight as well. And Koikart also, no, Halves holds it strong. Halves holds it strong and holds his 9th place. What's happening up at the front? Skyjacker and Digi. Does Skyjacker and Digi? Jammy Dodgers had a slip. Jammy Dodgers slipping down, but he's getting purples. I don't believe that. So something altered here, I'm not sure. And Pat, but Shadow Rider is not hanging around. He is absolutely bouncing. He's saying, Senor, I am leaving. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. So Shadow Rider leads, Pat in second. Ensign saying, I think the racing tyre and road car suspension don't play nice. Oh, that's it. Should have done sports softs, sports mediums and sports hards. Oh, and Digi's gone a little wide on the hard tyre, breaking a little lane possibly. And now Skyjacker up into 3rd on his medium tyres, enjoying a bit better grip. And Electric on the hard tyres behind Skyjacker. Then we got Jammy Dodger on the softs with Digi now in 6th place with the Bazza, finding a bit of grass to mow. Looks nice. And then Koikart then in 7th. Sorry, I sneezed and it seems to have caused me nasal issues. Harvey in 8th. I did a line of Colombia's best, and that's it now. I've got a trickle. I haven't, honestly. I just don't. I'm nearly 50. I couldn't dream of it. That's a young boy's game, a young lad's game. Big Dan then in 10th with the Baz in 11th. So Big Dan all over the rear derriere of Paul Power. It's the battle of the hard-ons. And Big Dan, his hard-ons are a bit better than Paul Power's. Bazza there just behind after his mowing lawn exercises. He's now getting back into the race. Shadow Rider still leads, but Pat chasing him down with those soft tyres. But how long can Pat make those soft tyres last? They seem to be okay, you know, lap 4, and they're not as bad as we saw in that earlier race. So Pat, he might be able to keep these soft tyres in for the money. Skyjacker holding that 3rd with the medium tyres, fastest man on track so far. And we've lost someone. We've lost Shadow Rider. Shadow Rider, we're getting a replay of that, big boy. Don't know what you did, but it must have been fun, because you lost a couple of positions over it. So Shadow Rider then deep onto the brakes into this corner, and they ran out of track, a little bit like we saw with Digi. And the grip is absolutely shocking in the final corner we're seeing, and Shadow Rider picking up a bit of damage, and Digi saying, yeah, I've done that. Comes through and said, yep, I know your pain. Again for the second time today, Shadow Rider. Oh, poor Shadow Rider. He must be set to set that car on fire. Someone take all the gasoline out of his pit garage, because I think he's gonna be dousing it all over his Porsche. So Shadow Rider regathering himself, picking himself back up, shaking it off as Taylor told us to, and getting on. Koikart there in 7th. Koikart, a nice season he's having as well, keeping his head down, just picking up them points from people's mistakes, making his moves. And there we go, Pat is leading with Shadow Rider falling off of the track. Pat now takes over the mantle, and with Harvey taking a win, maybe his first win, it possibly isn't, but his first win here on Thingamajig Racing Channel, we'll just say it like that, and that'll be the easiest way to phrase it. So if I'm wrong, I'm not wrong, but I may be wrong about his first win, but not on this channel. Harv's in the chat saying, hey Thingy, well hello sir, how's your head? How was that head growth? Big? It was my first win, thanks. Well, there you go. Well done, sir. Great drive, man. It weren't like even by accident. It weren't like, oh no. You drove hard, you drove well, and it was off skills and good driving. It wasn't a fluke. So well done. It was great. My head is massive, Harv says. And you should be. It was a drive of a champion. Pat then there, he's trying to emulate that. He's not going to be outdone. He's not saying, hey, I'm not having Harv coming here 2 or 3 years after I've joined this club to go doing something like that. So Pat then answering Harv in his own way. Skyjacker though, used to that winning rostrum, used to being on the top, is not making it easy for our Pat. Pat there just wants to coast. He wants to lift and coast. We said he couldn't, and he's proven us wrong. Looking after those tyres, lap 7, and they're half worn at the moment. Come on, Pat, I believe in you, my friend. I'm believing you. Come on, everyone. There's what? I never look at views. I never look at views on purpose, because there's 4 of us. Well, 3, because I'm also watching on my wife's account. There's 3 of us out there. Come on, at least 3 of us could try and believe for Pat. Unless one of us was watching his Sky and he's like, hey, sod off, believe in me. But Sky is really making it difficult for Pat here. Pat trying to look after his tyres. Further down, we got Electric under pressure from Jammy. Jammy also on those soft tyres, and JD wants through, ladies and gentlemen. He wants a podium. It is a bit of contact. I might go back because we didn't quite see it clearly. It looked like Jammy was making the move on Electric there, and I don't think Electric saw him. Oh no, he was off the track. He come back on the track. Ooh, that was a harsh one. I don't know if Electric was doing a late defend there or he just didn't see him. It was a bit rude. I'd say it was a bit rude. Digi, it helped Digi close in, and that is not what Jammy Dodger wants at the moment. Skyjacker still putting that pressure on Pat. He knows those soft tyres aren't good for the race. And now Skyjacker, he's backed out of that. He's thought, no, let Pat make his own mistakes. I'm not going to force him into it. And Pat still doing a superb job, but the tyres slowly going away. We're only halfway through the race. And Pat's tyres, they're about halfway done. But it does look like Skyjacker easily on the medium tyres finds the grip and through. You didn't believe hard enough, did you, you 3 sods? Try next time. So Skyjacker then goes into the lead. Pat slips down into second now. Electric on the hard tyres. There's a bit of a chasm between Electric and Pat. So Pat could... Hang on, another sneeze. Excuse me, I didn't mute that one. What was the hell? You get warts and all here at Thingamajigs Racing Channel. All the noises. All the human noises they make. Electric, I'm going to do a time trial next. You wait until you hear some noises in that. I wouldn't watch it. But yeah, I'm going to do another Thingy Attacks time. Where are we? It's race C. It's Group 4 at Watkins Glen, so I know neither. So Electric there in third, Digi on the chase, Shadow Rider in 5th. We got Jammy Dodger and the Koi going toe to toe here, and Koi on the hard tyres, Jammy on a used set of softs, and Koi gets the move done. Koi, well, wrong way, and Koi gets the job done, up and into 6th place, and Jammy Dodger resetting and looking around the outside of Koi. It's very racy out there, ladies and gentlemen. Jammy Dodger then in 7th, Big Dan stuck down in 8th. The hard tyres not coming in for him this time. He's not making that surge through the pack. Harvey in 9th as well, struggling on the hard tyres to find a bit of... But we've still got 6 laps to go, and the tyres ahead of him could still fall apart. Paul Power in 10th, with the Bazza in 11th. Not a great round for those two. Sky at the moment though, fastest man on track. making his way around. Pat in second, and the tyres are looking like they're starting to go a little long for him. And 5 laps left. It's going to be an absolute fight for him. Down here, Digi and Shadow Rider. Shadow Rider going up against the Digi, both on hard tyres, both with the same levels of grip. And Shadow Rider, who has led both races so far today, is down in 5th place, chasing down Digital Blasphemy. Digital Blasphemy looking to grab a podium, but racing hard's there for Electric. It's all about Pat and how far his car falls from grace. But at the moment, Pat has been looking after it. Pat has been doing what he needs to do to get this car to the end. And Skyjacker, though, looks like a shoe-in here with the medium tyres. They're taken care of. He's looked after them. And Pat then is going to find the last 4 laps quite a struggle for him as Electric comes away, and Electric's got a bit of space between himself, Digi, and Shadow Rider, and Koi Carp joining that party as well. And Big Dan, my word, in a couple of laps time these hard runners are all going to be on top of each other, and we could be in for an absolute carnage show of a final lap here at Tsukuba. I told you this track always kicks up some interesting racing, and Big Dan saying, I was until Baz Love tapped me into the gravel early in the race, the lovable scamp. He just wants to slow you down. He misses racing with you. He misses having your two's big battle royales. You've gone and level up. You've leveled up without him. Pat's in the lead. Big Dan, what have you done? You distracted me. Jesus, it was a while ago. So, into the first corner, Skyjacker goes. It's all in his hands. He's flying. He's got no problems. He's decided to bin it. Oh, my. And there you go. Pat goes through and retakes the lead. You started believing again, you scams, haven't you? Go on. I really did believe in you anyway. I knew you were behind me. So, Pat back in the lead. Skyjacker taking a nosedive into an alcove, and Electric closing in for that second place. Digi, Shadow, Koi, Big Dan, all in their own battle, and Jammy Dodger clinging on with those soft tyres, hoping they all take each other out. Halves a little further back in 9th place. Bazza in 10th, Paul Power in 11th. So Pat leads the way. Just about to start lap 13, so 3 laps to go in this race. The tyres are nearly dead. Skyjacker still has plenty of grip behind and is still coming in at quite a pace, and Pat has lost grip in the first corner already, and we're seeing Skyjacker already upon the Pat, and Pat has no answers because he has no tyres, and Electric also is going to make the manoeuvre past. Not even hopes, dreams and wishes can keep Pat on the podium at this point, it seems. And Electric now with the tyre, choice tyre of the race, it seems, is there as Pat struggles to get onto the apex, and Electric is through. And Pat again, a great race from Pat. It has to be said, look, I'm writing is a big jury already. He's going to drop hard though, I guess. Shadow ahead of Digi. Their race long battle has paid off for Shadow Rider, who's just moved up into the podium as Pat gets out of the way. He knows what defeat is and what it looks like, and he's moved out of the way of it. So Shadow Rider there in 3rd spot ahead of Digi and Koi Carp. This is, like I said, a carnage waiting to happen for the final laps here at Tsukuba, with Shadow Rider in 3rd ahead of Digital Blasphemy, Koi Carp and Big Dan. A recipe for pure racing. Prepare yourselves. Prepare your women. Skyjacker back in the lead with Electric in 2nd place. Great drive from Electric. Shadow Rider trying to keep the cork in the fuse, ladies and gentlemen, in the barrel, as Koi Carp lost the rear derriere but kept it pointing the right way and staying ahead of Big Dan. Great racing we're seeing here at the Virtual Racers Club. Unbelievable stuff here at Tsukuba. Skyjacker leads from Electric, Shadow Rider in third. We're on board with championship leader Big Dan, who is dicing with Koi, Digi and the Shadow of Riders. But Koi and Digi both in that championship battle with Big Dan, and we'll be happy to relieve Big Dan of some points. Jammy Dodger in 7th, had a great race. Harvey in 8th. Doesn't matter where he finished, he won at the last race, so really these next 2 races I don't think Harvey gives two toots about. He won a race, so sod you. Ensign says, I have preferred the women. Well, thank you, sir. I don't even know where I've got that from. Did Red Dwarf, did Rimmer say it once or something? Prepare the women? I honestly don't know. I think it's some sort of pop culture reference, but it probably isn't. I'm going to have to look it up one day. I say a lot of stuff. Skyjacker then leads ahead of Electric. Shadow Rider in third. Digi trying every trick in the book, every pro sim racing trick he can to find a way past the Rider of Shadows, and Shadow Rider shall not be moved. Skyjacker then comes around the final corner to take a well-deserved win. A great race held, and Electric grabs second. Fantastic stuff. Shadow Rider maintains third. Take a boo, my son. Digi in fourth. Koi in fifth. Big Dan in sixth. They were that close together. Ooh, Harves has gone for it. Harves has gone for it. 7th in the end, ahead of the Jammy Dodger, and 9th for the Baz, with Pat coming in 10th. Oh, poor Pat. We believe, Pat. We tried. We tried to use hope to get your car to the end, but it didn't happen. And Paul Power there, he's thoroughly fudged off with this track, I'm sure. It's not happened for him, has it? But it's Skyjacker that takes all the plaudits in the second race. Ladies and gentlemen, what a drive from our championship chasing, lovable, scruffy nerd herder. And Harv says, you couldn't have said it better. I think that was the thing, saying, I won, I don't give 2 toots. And Ensign saying, I'll get the puncture repair kit. Oh, yeah, prepare. It might be that. Prepare the... Yeah, it might have been that. Oh, dearie me. So, God, we have fun, don't we? We have too much fun. This is the problem. So, Skyjacker then takes the win. It's a bloody computer game, people. And look at us. What are we doing? Electric in second with Shadow Rider. A great podium. Shadow Rider must be feeling rather at least half-mast at that one. He's got to have a little step in his, his hinge has got to have got halfway up at least. He's going to go and find the wife and fold her like laundry. So, Shadow Rider in third, Digi in fourth, Koi Cup in fifth, Big Dan in sixth. Still good points for Biggest Dan. That championship is still there, isn't it? He's still got his fingers on it. He did finish behind 3 of the main contenders in the championship, but hell, it doesn't matter, because he's gonna have a choice of tyre next time round. He's had to do hards 2 rounds, and now I'm guessing he's going to go mediums. I don't think he's going to choose the softs in any way whatsoever. So we'll see him on a mediums next round. Harves getting a move done there at the end on Jammy Dodger, just to rub it in that he won last time round. Jammy Dodger in 8th, with the Baz in 9th, not enjoying Tsukuba or the Porsche, or both. We're not sure. And Patty, he might have to get the kid to take over for him. He may have to. Yeah, inflatable Ingrid, Rimmer's polythene pal. Oh my. And Pat in 10th, with Paul Power in 11th. And Paul Power not enjoying the Tsukubu either. Oh yeah, the racing, let's go. Yes, let's not get distracted by dwarfisms. I was looking at Blackadder quotes the other day. I don't know why. I just felt like looking at Blackadder quotes. All right then, let's get on, ladies and gents. We've only got one more to do. You can do it. Stay with me. Stay with me, guys. It's a Saturday. It's cloudy. There's no racing that I know any of it importance. I bet there's BTCC on. I'm sorry if there is. Oh, for heaven's sakes, look at me. Menu boy. Menu boy playing the menu game. And here we go then. Don't look at the cheats, for the spoilers. Let's save it. Let's save it for the race. And we'll get on with this third and final race of this round in this little Tsukubu festival we're having. 2 rounds in a row from different clubs falling at the same place. I love it. I love it. So, Paul Power starting on pole on the mediums. Can it come good for the power of Paul at the end of the race? Then we've got Pat on mediums. Now, we've seen Pat held his own in second place with them soft tyres. So, Pat, is this an opportunity? Bazza as well. I don't think he's gone softs, and them soft tyres are not working at this track. Jamie Dodger on the mediums. Every chance. Harvey on the mediums, and we've seen what he can do. Big Dan on the mediums. It's very, very strong out there. Koi Carp on the softs. I don't believe in the softs anymore. Mediums for Digi. Good shout there. Shadow Rider on the hards, with Electric on the hards, and Skyjacker on the hards, obviously finishing on the podium. They have no choice. So Paul Power on the mediums versus Pat on the mediums, and Bazza on the softs. You've got to say, Bazza probably should be leading this race after the first lap, and then we'll watch him fall like a brick at lap 10. It's a bit of a tease in it for the soft runners, this track. And it's a go here for the final time at Tsukubu as these cars try and pull away from the line, and Pat, the fastest man on the trigger, goes into the first corner first, and he finds grip. Paul Power struggles with the grip first of all and allows the Baz through, who's on those soft tyres, and Jamie Dodger, who's on a set of mediums. Big Dan, the tyres wouldn't be quite warm, and Big Dan goes in hard and fast, and it looks like Pat made a mistake. Unfortunate for Pat. Let's go back and have a look. We'll see what the bejeebus happened to the Pat. Just late braked it, didn't he? Just late braked it, got all excited. And Bazza then, I said, would be leading this. Oh, God, trying to flick up through the cars as they all overtake Pat was difficult then. Bazza then in the lead on the soft tyres. Big Dan in second on the mediums. That's a danger. And we've got Sky in third on the hards. Sky, did he win that race? He did, didn't he? My God, Sky's done a job, hasn't he? He's done a job and a half coming through the field. Up to third then, with Pat in fourth on those mediums. We've got the halves up to fifth, but the Koi is giving him what for on them soft tyres. But let him have it, halves. He's going to burn out before the end of the race. So Koi then makes his way through. Although we say that, halves didn't burn out, did he? And Digi going for a move as well on the mediums to try and catch out the halves, and that was a sneaky one, but beautiful work from Digital Blasphemy. Got to give him that one. He just whipped that in. Oh, and on the Pat as well, Digi just sneaking up and doing some ninja overtakes here as Pat's struggling with those medium tyres. Pat slipping down the order even further. He did get a bit of dirt on his tyres, and it does last a couple of corners. So up at the front, the Baz, proving he's just as good as Big Dan after my earlier comments about Big Dan levelling up and leaving the Baz behind. Baz is replying to that with a great drive for the win, we're saying. Big Dan in second place, chasing him down with Skyjacker in third. And Big Dan saying, I've often said Sky is the Moses of the racing world. The pack doth part for him in a magical way. It does, doesn't it? He just came through. Oh, Digi and Koi still duking it out. And Koi getting the move done, but he is on the soft tyres, remember. And Koi then moving on up like the M people. Moving on up, I'm moving on now. Nothing else but now. So Koi then up and into fourth with Digi in fifth on the medium tyres. Don't forget, it is a race. It's a sprint race of endurance when it comes to the tyres. And Digi giving Quick Up a little tickle. Did you see him? He's trying to tickle his fin. He's trying to have a little tickle of his fin. See, Harvey in 6th, doing a fantastic job ahead of Pat. And Shadow Rider, he deserves a win today at some point, surely. Does the Rider of Shadows. Paul Power, this is actually the first race he hasn't led yet, this round. Oh, poor Shadow Rider. Paul Power then in 9th. And it's not even poor, because, you know, these guys are fine. They're pro sim racers. They know it. They know the score. What they don't appreciate is some cocky-mouthed Dinlo. I think Dinlo is still allowed, because there was a couple of words that popped into my head. I think, no, cancelled, no, cancelled, no, cancelled. Dinlo? Dinlo's okay. The one I really want to use is R. That's the one I'm really good they took away from us. Okay, out of all the words they took away from us. Ooh, Electric going in there with an R move against Paul Power. I even forgot what I was talking about. I know it's cancel. But yeah, Dinlo like me talking about it. I can't even drive a car. You'll see. You'll see when Thingy attacks time at Watkins Glen how useless I am. And I'm here saying stuff about them. I can't even make it round a lap. Bazza at the moment, though, is under pressure from the Big Dan. Maybe I think Bazza's looking after his tyres. He's boxing clever, ladies and gentlemen. He's not absolutely yeeting this Porsche at the moment. He's looking after the tyres. He's being clever. And Big Dan all up and about his business. Big Dan trying to push him. He wants to push him. Big Dan's pushing the Baz to try and make him waste those tyres. And Baz will say, I won't be moved. No, sir. Lift and coast. It's all about the lift and coast. It's the Ferrari dynamic. And Bazza then trying to look after a set of tyres at the moment. Big Dan all up and about his busy nurse as Skyjacker looks to get another podium in this, and this championship is going to be tight as a nut. Oh, look at Digi up the inside. My word, Digi's lost the brakes. Oh, what a shame. Digi worked hard on that move and then just decided to barriate it. Oh, poor Digi. Koikart then, he got that. He went side by side and Digi forgot to brake in his racing mist. And Koi then maintains that. And Harvey, ladies and gentlemen, up into the 5th. Look at him. There's no stopping him now. Hey? Ensign saying, I always think of Linda LaHughes of Gimme 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 singing that. All right. OM people. And so then, the Harv, what is he up to? He's breaking the rules. He's throwing the rule book out the window. And Pat in 6th with Digi in 7th after his trip. And Shadow Rider. Oh, yeah, the Shadow Rider versus Digi racing today has been spicy, fruitful, and nutty. All the recipes for a great cake. And Digi and Shadow Rider have been displaying some fantastic racing for us to be entertained by. Jammy Dodger there in 9th with Electric in 10th. And Paul Power in medium. Paul Power, he's going to be thoroughly fudged off, isn't he? This has not been the round for him. For one reason or another. I'm not even saying it's all like he wasn't very good. Because he was good, it just hasn't come together for him for one reason or another. If he's got involved in something, he's just hasn't worked out. It's probably one of those days where he wishes that his name wasn't printed all over the side of his car. So we all know who it is. Big Dan then is in the lead. Wait a minute. Oh, yeah, I'm not going back. Bazza's tyres are dying. It was always inevitable, wasn't it, ladies and gentlemen? Although Bazza, his tyres they're dying, and we're only halfway through. Oh, Sky's on the way. Sky is the bringer of doom, isn't he? He is the taker-awayer of dreams. Although Sky's first race, remember, he had to drop like a brick. He knows what it's like to work with a horrible set of tyres. And Skyjacker then is going to taketh away. What Sky giveth, he taketh away, I'm afraid. Koi Carp on the softs now. Koi, let's take a minute here, because Koi Carp's on a set of soft tyres. We haven't really paid attention to that. I just wrote it off as he's got no chance. But those tyres are looking rather tidy. I think Koi Carp's been very clever in this race, looking after his tyres. Insinuate saying this track is nuts to race at. Just a shame the rain wasn't more involved. Yeah. I think they had it with the... Well, I don't know if you saw the Mazda race that I did before. They really struggled. But they were on the softs. They were on the sports tyres. But yeah, it looked like it was a struggle in the rain. So this may have been a little bit much in the Porsche with all that power. But yeah, Koi Carp, sorry. As I snort and sniff. Koi Carp, 4th place. Why not have a cough as well? Looking after the tyres, Harvey. My word. That's almost brand new, those medium tyres on the halves. So halves, I think halves is going to be looking for a podium, and Baz is the man who's going to pay. Yeah, he's going down. You're going down, Baz. I'm sorry, bud. Skyjacker then closing in with Koi and the halves. Now the halves needs to get up into Koi's business. This is what he needs to do with 6 laps to go. Koi Carp is looking after his tyres way too much. Now, it's not for me to tell race winner what to do, but yeah, halves really needs to get up and in Koi's business and make him push those tyres into the braking zones, because at the moment Koi is getting too much out of those tyres, and halves is giving him too much space. Needs to get in there, get his sleeves rolled up, and Pat there nearly losing his Porsche. And Digi there on his mediums. Oh, another pressure cooker is starting to happen here, just off the podium, I see, with Digi closing in. Jammy Dodger thereabouts as well. Shadow Rider on those hard tyres with electric, and Paul Power in 11th. But it's Big Dan at the moment. Flying. Bazza, no grip whatsoever. And there is Skyjacker, who taketh away. Bazza staying with him. Watch out for the braking zone, Baz. You're not going to be able to slow down. Yeah, like that. All the way around the outside for the Baz. And it's going to make it rather easy for Koi Carp. He says, thank you very much, sir. And Koi Carp then moves up and into a podium position. And the halves is there as well. Halves doesn't want to lose the position. He wants to stay with Koi. He's trying to put pressure on Koi to make Koi use those tyres. And they're getting used. They're getting used with 4 laps to go. And Harv here could pick up a podium. He really could, if he can put the pressure on Koi and make him use those tyres up. Skyjacker is away. I don't think he's going to catch up Big Dan. I think Big Dan's tyres are going to be fine. And this one has a Big Dan win all over it. It's written it. They've already written it on the trophy. I can see from here. They wrote it with a Sharpie, though. Skyjacker in 2nd. Koi Carp in 3rd. And here comes the halves, ladies and gentlemen. Ripping up the rule book, throwing it out the window and saying, I'm here, bitches, take note. Not quite yet, though. Koi Carp still holds the position, but Harvey now really putting the pressure on. He's on the grass to try and get by. Oh, Harvey! Oh, my word. I thought he was going to lose it on the grass and then try and go around the outside. This is unbelievable. Harvey, the unconventional racer, taking race lines no one has ever thought about. And Digi there is ready to pounce on Harvey's podium if he's not careful. Koi trying his best to keep the tyres going all the way to the end, but we've still got 3 laps to go. Excuse me, my word, all the noises are coming out of me today. Harvey in 4th with Digi in 5th, and Pat is in 6th. Shadow Rider closing in quickly in 7th with Electric in tow in 8th. We got Jammy Dodger in 9th ahead of the Baz, and the Baz is falling hard now. And Paul Power in 11th, but it's Big Dan leads from Skyjacker, and it's Koi Carp in 3rd with Harvey putting all of the pressure on. into the braking zone, and Coy really is trying to defend Strive, and that is starting to drop Harvey into Digital Blasphemy's frame of mind. Sat on board alongside Digi as we watch this battle for the podium unfold in front of our very eyes, and I think Koi Cup boxing clever here, parking on the apex to try and back Harvey into the traffic, so Harvey has to get defensive as well and lose time against the Koi. Although Koi really does want... Oh, and Harves had to really get off of it, coming out of that corner and loses it, and I don't think that's the right move for Koi. He wants Harvey taking points off of Digi, really. Koi Cup, fourth in that championship before we started this, chasing down Digi, Big Dan and Skyjacker, has now given Digi some extra points. He needed for Harvey to stay behind him, really. But he's still got the podium. But if Digi takes that away from him, which he's just about to do, and that now is... Oh, it's not sealed yet. Koi Cup racing smart on the apex. His tyres are gone, but man alive, he's using the rims. He's rimming that baby. That's not right. He's rimming that lady. That doesn't even sound as good. He's rimming the Porsche. He's rimming Porsche. Digi goes in, but he's late on the brakes. They're dicing. They're slicing. Oh, my word, what racing we are being treated to here on the penultimate lap between Koi Cup and Digital Blasphemy and the Half Meister, who is not counted out of this situation yet. Big Dan leads from Skyjacker, but the battle behind is the ferocious, fierce one. We are watching where anyone can take third place, and Digi has done around the outside. Can he maintain on the exit of the corner? He does, and it's Digi up and into a podium as Koi Cup's tyres say their final, they're on the rosary, they're saying goodbye, they're getting the final writ, and they're done. Can Halves get past Koi then before the end of the race? But Pat is whipping, snipping and snapping at Harvey's heels here, and Big Dan coming around the final corner and taking that championship a little further away from his competitors. Great job from Big Dan here. He is the master of the Porsche. Skyjacker, a great round from Skyjacker. The first race, one to forget, but two great podiums there in the next two races. I think he won the last one. Digi in third, and my God, Pat's out wide, and Koi gets fourth against Harvey. Pat in sixth, Shadow Rider in seventh, Electric finishes in eighth, ahead of Jammy Dodger in ninth, and the Baz brings it home in 10th. No tyres whatsoever, and I don't know what Paul's excuse is. He just isn't present in this third and final race. He clocked out. So the Baz then brings it around, no tyre whatsoever, for 10th place, and every point's going to count in this one, as Paul Power then brings it around for 11th, and probably pleased to see the back of Sakubu. Breathe, ladies and gents, breathe. That was exciting. That was very exciting. So Big Dan took the win. Skyjacker in second. Digital Blasphemy is third. Take a boo, my son. Koi Cup grabbing that fourth ahead of Harvey, and Harvey, it's like he's blossomed in front of our very own eyes. He hit puberty or something. He's gone from sim racer to pro sim racer, and it is a beautiful sight. Harvey in fifth, Pat in sixth, with Shadow Rider in seventh, Electric in eighth, Jammy Dodger in ninth, Bazzer in 10th, and Paul Power in 11th. What a fantastic race, ladies and gentlemen, for round 4. As we move into we are now in officially the second half of this championship, and it's nothing but pedal to the metal all the way. It's going to be tight. Can Big Dan hold on to that championship lead? Big Dan in the chat saying, an absolute corker of a round here. Thank you for the classic commentary there. Hey, thank you. It's my pleasure. My pleasure in your leisure. Okay, then. That's it. Time to wrap it up. And leaving is always such sweet misery. Sweet sorrow. I don't know what the saying is, but it is. So I'll do it quick. Tiru, peace and love. Peace and love.